Yeah, so we rolled out an update of Prepr and the APIs of Prepr that overnight instantly improved the speed in our application and our APIs. The first thing we did, we updated our database infrastructure to a newer version, which is capable of about doing 3 to 4 times more hops per second than our old version did. And the second what we did is we improved the routing of the network. So if, for example, your request to our API will come to our data center in Frankfurt, before this update, it was rerouted to a database center randomly. So it could end up, for example, in Amsterdam, and you would experience the network latency between the two regions. But now we improved routing, so the request will first try the database localized in the region that you are actually hitting, and then preventing the network latency if the data is already there. And the third thing we did is we optimized all GraphQL collection queries, so they become a little bit smarter. So at first, when a query was executed, it just will resolve all content items that were asked. But now it will first check if you in your request have multiple queries or the item comes back multiple times, and then we'll just collapse them and retrieve them just once from the database, which makes the query way more efficient and it gives a huge speed improvement on the collection queries. You probably already noticed that the application is way more responsive and fast. That also counts for all the APIs. So with an average about just below the 200 milliseconds for an API request, personalization and just running your website on Prepr without caching is way more fast than it did before. Yeah, so we will use the same logic as we applied it to the GraphQL API in the future also for our REST APIs, making them also more responsive than they already are. And of course, this is still one of the most important things. So when we upscale, we will check and see if we can further improve the query times.